How can the NBA fix the NBA All-Star Weekend? What's up, y'all? I'm Kyle Downey. This is the Sports Download. So, I'll be honest, I watched the All-Star Weekend. I'm a huge basketball fan, huge Lakers fan. I'm a big NBA fan, and I've loved All-Star Weekend every year since I can remember. So I watch pretty much every single event. This year I didn't watch everything. I watched as much as I could. I even try to watch the celebrity game if I can. It's gotten harder now that I'm married with kids, but I definitely watched All Star Saturday night, and then I watched the All Star game. So All Star Saturday night, it was really fun. I enjoyed the 3-point shooting. I like the skills contest. Some people don't like the skills challenge. I like it. I really enjoyed Sabrina versus Steph. Sabrina Ionescu versus Steph Curry. Sabrina Ionescu versus Steph Curry was really cool. 3-point contest. Sabrina really showed out. She had 26. Steph ended up beating her with 29, but it was a really cool thing to do, and I hope that they continue that moving forward. I think that was one of the huge hits over the weekend and something that I hope that they can replicate next year. Maybe they do a rematch next year, or maybe they can make more shooters where it's like Stephen Dame versus Caitlin Clark if she comes into the league, and Sabrina, or Sabrina and Jackie Young or somebody like that. Just bring in some more shooters because I think that's really cool, and to highlight the women's game and to highlight their talent and showcase their talent at NBA All Star Weekend. I think that would be really cool. As far as the dunk contest, man, that thing is still broken, man. Like, shout out to Mac McClung for winning again, but I mean the guy's in the G League. Shout out to him. Not a knock on him. He's a professional basketball player, but it's not what it used to be, man. I'm old enough to remember when. I mean, Kobe won it when I was young, but I'm old enough to remember so many stars doing that. I remember when it was Dwight Howard, and then you had Dwight Howard versus Nate Robinson, and then you had Blake Griffin would win it. Blake Griffin won it one year, and it was more of a star event, and it is kind of difficult because there's there's so many dunks that have been done, and it's hard to be creative, but you need to be more creative. Obviously we've seen everything. We can YouTube everything. I mean, you can pay homage to certain dunks, but you got to come out with the creativity. But also, I think just the star power. I think that if they would bring more stars to do it, I think that would be helpful and contribute to more people being interested in it. I mean, they're gonna have people watch the All Star Weekend, but it honestly is waning where basketball fans and people that cover basketball for a living and talk about basketball on podcasts and and follow the NBA closely are not even watching this. And I think that's a really bad sign for a declining product when people that cover the league are not wanting to watch this or not even looking forward to it. I'm gonna still watch it because I'm conditioned to it, because it's a tradition, because I love basketball. But they got to do something about the dunk contest. We got to get some stars to do it. I don't know if there's gonna be prize money or what. That's got to happen. As far as the All Star game has always kind of been lax, a layup line, a lot of scoring. But then when I was a kid, like when I was in high school, when it was Kobe and LeBron going back and forth, Kobe and D Wade, there was one time D Wade accidentally broke Kobe's nose, and he loved it because Kobe was just uber competitive like that, just insanely competitive. But I remember that's the type of competitiveness that would happen. But obviously, Kobe is a different breed. But there's just so much that goes into the All Star game. Not be like nobody cares about it. These guys don't need the brand marketing anymore because they have social media and they're all, if they're managed well, they are businesses themselves, so they don't really need the marketing regardless of where they play. And also it's just so devalued. I mean, the regular season is devalued, so who gives a damn about an all-star game? You know what I mean? So I wish that they would do something to where, because when I was a kid, it was a layup line. It was a lot of scoring, but then when it came down to the last couple of minutes in the fourth quarter, then it was okay. If it was close, it was going to be a competition, and we see who goes out and wins it. I mean, I saw a video recently where Kobe was like, they got to fix the All Star game. He said this before he passed. He was saying that they got to fix the All Star game. It's got to be competitive. And, Larry Bird came out in the brunch that they had over the weekend and said, I really hope you guys play hard and can showcase your talent. Well, they did not play hard, especially on defense. The East came out and mollywopped the West and put up 205 points. And it was just too many wide open threes, man. You got to play some bit of defense, some little bit of defense, man, because if not, you're going to have insane scoring numbers like that. And scoring is fun, but man, I'm old school, man. I love defense. And I'm not expecting them to go, balls to the wall and play defense like it's the NBA Finals. But some defense, at least in the fourth quarter, would be nice. I think they shouldn't have gone away from the Elam ending that they had a few years back. They started, I believe, in 2020, and they had it for a couple of seasons. And the Elam ending was when the fourth quarter would not have a clock on it, but it would have a certain score that they had to get to. That contributed to a couple of really good All-Star games. But it's an All-Star game. They're out there going to have fun and be loose. And I'm not expecting them to play intense defense, but it wasn't fun to watch. 205 points. It was cool to see I like the deep threes that they were taking. Steph was doing it. Dame was doing it. Dame hit 2 half-court shots. That was fun. And it's going to be sloppy and things like that, but 200 points was way too many points. And you know what? Adam Silver didn't even like that himself. So they got to figure out a way to get stars to come out and play in the dunk contest. The three-point contest has taken over the All-Star weekend basically, and they got to figure out a way to make the All-Star game more entertaining. I would say go back to the Elam ending. We'll see if it happens. I don't know. It just might be broken at this point. For more content, follow me on TikTok and YouTube at the Sports Download. Tell your family and friends as well. Peace, y'all.